Hello everyone, welcome back. We have the replacement front axle here, and I'm going to take it apart, and then we're going to focus on individual parts from both axles and try to repair them, make them nice, scrub off all the rust, and then give it a new coat of paint and prepare it to be assembled again. So this is it. I have quite a lot of work to do. Some bolts will probably snap, but we are prepared for that. Okay, enjoy. Okay everyone, this is it. The front axle is almost completely taken apart. Now it's getting dark outside and we're going to head home. So we'll be back probably tomorrow and continue with the work. I'm going to bring the components from the old axle, and so we can kind of compare between them, so we can see which ones are better, which ones we need to repair and stuff like that. See you in a couple of moments. Hey guys, welcome back. It's a few days later and I am still working on the front axle. Now here I have the part of the front axle. I have wire brushed half of it and half of it is still waiting. So I have used variants of attachments such as this one. For the larger angle grinder, the smaller ones to get into hard to reach areas, and of course when doing this you have to be wearing eye protection, gloves, cover your skin, and something maybe for your lungs, maybe a mask or something. I'm just going to continue working. I'm going to wire brush only the front axle that I'll be using. I have a replacement one, but it'll take too long, and so I'm just going to prep this one and then move to the control arms. I'm going to wire brush everything, and then we're going to do some reinforcements perhaps and make some extra welds if needed. Then I'm going to toss them into citric acid to kind of eat away the rust in the hard to reach areas. Hey guys, we have test fitted the inner rocker panel. Now we're going to take it out so we can grind it a little bit, do some welding, prep it, and then have it ready to be installed in the car. We're going to do the same with the outer rocker. This is it. We need to get this grinds a little bit better and clean all this black stuff. We have some small flakes of rust just because the part has been sitting for a while. We need to brush that off and apply some rust converter. Then we're going to apply primer color and have these things ready to be installed on the car. We are about to put citric acid into the water and then put the parts in. We're going to put half a kilo of citric acid to 10 liters of water. We have filled it up a little bit with bottles just to kind of expand the volume from Hello everyone, it's the next day. The parts are marinating in citric acid. The test I've done yesterday with the two different cheap options with phosphoric acids turned out it's pretty much the same, but there is a price difference. The yellow comes at €4.99 and the other one is around 10. So it's pretty much the same, but one of them is half cheaper, so we know which one we'll be buying. Now I'm going to clean off the hood so I can prep it. I'm going to flake off the paint that is chipping away, so then I can put on paint removal and remove all the paint. Then I'm going to treat it either with citric acid or phosphoric acid. I'm not sure yet. I might do some test samples to kind of see. The hood sheet metal is very thin, so we don't want to be too aggressive with it. So we need to be careful about heat transfer to the panel because we don't want to warp it or stuff like that. So we need to be as gentle as possible, but remove as much as we can. Also, one more clarification. Yesterday when I was talking about putting water into the tank where you put citric acid in, I put bottles of water inside, so it raised the level, but it was separate from the liquid that was in the tank, so it still keeps a good concentration of citric acid, so you don't have to put so much in. So when you put parts in and then these full bottles, the surface rises and then you have more coverage on the part. So this is a nice little trick to kind of save up on citric acid, so you don't put in, I don't know, 100 liters of water, but you just put in maybe 60, and the other one volume is made from parts and the filled bottles. So just one tip, maybe if you'll be doing this. Let's get cracking. Okay everyone, so I've ran out of battery on the camera, so I had to charge it now. In the meantime, I have grinded the hood in a cross pattern to make the to roughen up the surface a little bit so the paint stripper could bite into it. I've done it on the front and applied paint stripper, sealed it off with a sheet of thin plastic just to kind of keep the fumes in, and I've done similar thing with the inside. I have brushed the rust spot with a rough, I think it was 40 grit sandpaper, and put in phosphoric acid to kind of eat away the rust, and roughened up the paint so I could apply paint stripper as on the outside and seal it off with plastic sheet. Looks like we're going to have to do this in 2 sessions, but we will see what kind of progress we will make. I think I'm going to tackle the rust with phosphoric acid, citric acid, and then maybe rust converters, so we get to the minimal rust possible when we convert it. Just because when we seal it off with epoxy primer, we don't want this rust to come back in a couple of years. We want to be done with it, so we have to be careful to get to the bare metal. Now the hood will rest for a day or 2, just so the chemicals can do their own things. In the meantime, we're going to focus on the rear arches and the assembly there, because we have to work in certain steps, so we can prime everything, paint it, and then seal it off, and then put the next bit on, so we don't accidentally seal something off and then we cannot access it to protect it from rust. So this is it. Let's take a look. This side of the rear panhard rod has been submerged into citric acid. If we travel a little bit upwards, here you can see the line of the water with citric acid where it meets. It's doing a pretty good job. Here. Some progress is visible, but we're going to leave it marinate for a couple of more days, just to kind of eat as much as it can, and then we're going to flip it and apply a rust converter on this side, perhaps prime it, we'll see. Okay everyone, so this has been done as well. The inner rear arch has been changed. It has been welded on to remaining of the old one, because the old one was actually in very good condition apart from the lower overhang. So we have secured this on the body and kind of reinforced it a little bit, so this will be very strong. I have put primer color over it, and then we're going to put red color before we seal it off with the other one, because later it's going to be a hard to reach area. So we'll do this now. The rear reinforcement is in as well, and the rocker panel is now being ready to be installed on the car permanently. So a lot has been happened. I have put the hood back in the plastic because I have scraped everything off, grinded again with I think 40 grit sandpaper, and then 80 grit and then put on the paint stripper again, and on the rust I have applied a phosphoric acid based rust removal. Then I have put plastic on just to kind of seal it in and to keep the fumes in, so the liquid will not evaporate quickly, so it will kind of bite into the material a little bit better. This will be the second coat of the paint stripper, so I'm hoping that this time we can go all the way to at least primer color or bare metal, because like I said, the car has been resprayed before, and whoever resprayed it put a bunch of paint on, so it's really thick, which is good if you need to polish it out or you know, flatten it out if you have orange peel, but it's a pain in the butt when you have to kind of grind all the way down to bare metal. So I'm looking into alternatives, because the whole body will have to be stripped back to bare metal, so this is going to be a lot of work. If you're grinding with a dual action or something like that, you're going to create a bunch of dust and you have to wear a mask and everything. And the paint strippers that we have are not that strong, so I'm looking into alternatives from other markets and maybe order it to Slovenia, but we will see. So the hood is now marinating. I hope that we can bring it back to life because it was pretty rusty. Anyways guys, the car is progressing pretty nicely. We have put the subframes and the control arms and panhard rod and stabilizer bars back into the citric acid, so it's going to marinate a little bit better. It has done a pretty good job, I must say. I'm pretty impressed by the results, but it's going to stay in for a couple of more days because I had to turn the larger objects inside because the measurements of the barrel is a little bit too small, so stuff like front subframe and panhard rod are a little bit too long for it, so it didn't fit. But this is what I had in the basement, so I made the best use out of it. Now, as you can see behind me, the car is looking pretty solid because the A pillar is done. We have put on the doors, we have tried all the gaps and stuff like that. We have removed the bar that was responsible for the length of the opening for the doors. So now the A pillar is fully welded, so is the reinforcement above that connects the wing mountain portion to the A pillar, and we also have parts for jacking up the car and seals, inner seals. Both of the floors have been changed on this side. We have changed the rear arches, inner and outer, and made some patches in the wheel well because Well, it was rusty. I mean, you saw the pictures in the previous videos. Yeah, it's starting to look pretty much like a car, so I think we deserve a beer. And okay guys, this is it for this video. The Manta is going into the other garage to be stored for a couple of days because I have some extra work with the school stuff. I am finishing up my master thesis and I have one of the presentations, so I have to put a little bit more time into that. But we will be back here in a couple of days working on Manta again. So see you next time. Take care, stay healthy, stay happy, and bye.